Hello everyone and welcome back to my opinion. And the Sunrisers Hyderabad have beaten the Rajasthan Royals by 36 runs and will play the final against KKR. On the 11th of both sides, starting off with SRH, I expected Glenn Phillips to play instead of Aiden Markram. For some reason they brought Markram back, and with Glenn Phillips in the lineup, as I said when I was reviewing Qualifier 1, you could have had Rahul Tripathi at 3, Klaasen 4, Glenn Phillips 5 and Nitish Reddy at 6. Instead, Aiden Markram at 4. Will he go well on a slow surface? Has he been in great form throughout this tournament? No, he hasn't been, but they play him there. I didn't understand that. And if you're not including Washington Sundar on this kind of surface, even as an impact sub, when you're playing Sandeep Singh in the impact sub slots, I don't know what to say given what we've seen from Sandeep Singh in this tournament when he has got the opportunity. So, not playing an India play, not even including him on an impact sub list and this kind of a surface, I didn't get what that was, and I expected Jaydev and Atkar to play. So, apart from those calls where I expected them to not get those calls right because they haven't been getting their selections right for most of this season. But that was. And the Rajasthan Royals, they went with an unchanged side. Now, I'm not just saying this because of how things went in this match, but I thought Keshav Maharaj should have played even in the eliminator. He surprisingly didn't do so. And on a surface like this, I don't know how they didn't go with 3 spinners in Ashwin Chahal and Keshav Maharaj. Tom Kolakadmo, we've been seeing thus far, has been struggling at the top of the order, and I expected him to not go well on a surface like this. What they could have done is, and we saw how Dhruv Jurel played this match, not to fast track too much in terms of what happened in the match, but they could have opened with Dhruv Jurel, according to me, and they could have done one or two things. Kept Tom Kolakadmo down the order because he has played that role in the PSL, for example. Or they could have played a local finisher in Shubham Dubey ahead of Tom Kolakadmo, so that even if you wanted to play the extra batsman at times, keep that option open with the impact sub, you could have still played 3 overseas players, those players being Trent Bolt, Warner Robin Power, Shimron Hetmeyer and Keshav Maharaj. Instead, they've opened with Tom Kolakadmo and they've not played Keshav Maharaj just to bring in Shimron Hetmeyer as the impact sub, so I didn't get that at all. And Sanju Samson won the toss and chose to field first. Now, there are 2 things here. One, you could win the game doing either thing, especially with the dew coming in. But we saw in the end the dew didn't come in. And in my view, I thought the Rajasthan Royals should have batted first regardless. Because I've said before, they're the best bat first side in this competition. Pretend if they batted first and they scored 187. Would SRH, looking at how their lineup has been going, where you only got 2 batsmen who have been playing with some kind of confidence, Klaasen on and off, and has been getting out in arrogant ways, do you think SRH would have chased down 188 against 3 spinners on that surface, whether dew played a part or not? I don't think so. They would have certainly struggled. And that's why I thought Sanju Samson, if he had won the toss, which he did, he should have chose to bat first. The match got underway, and I talked about Abhishek Sharma's shot selection in the Qualifier 1 against Kolkata, where he threw his wicket away off a slot delivery. In this case, after he got a 6 and a 4 in the first over, I thought the shot that he played off Trent Bolt in the 3rd ball of the match was a fantastic shot, difficult to execute, where he pulled the delivery over mid-wicket for 6. And maybe he was thinking he wanted to get 19 runs of the first over. It was quite greedy, where he tried to go for a big shot again in the last ball of the over and lost his wicket. He's had a fantastic season despite the fact that he hasn't faced more than 30 deliveries. I don't think he's faced 30 deliveries in any innings that he's batted throughout this season. And I feel had he applied himself better when he was batting, he would have had an even better season, an even more impactful season than he has had. But I feel that if he works on that, he's got all the talent. He's not got a weakness. He's great against pace and spin. And if he works on the application, doesn't go for that extra greedy shot, I'm sure we'll see the best Abhishek Sharma in the years to come. Rahul Tripathi walked out at 3, and it was heartening to see him play this kind of a knock, which reminded me, as I said in the Qualifier 1 review, of the Rahul Tripathi we saw a couple of years ago when he made his India debut after a fantastic IPL season. And I thought the shots of his innings, well, the one that was very pleasing to see was the a pick-up flick shot that he played off Trent Bolt, which went for 6. And he was the reason why, with Travis Head biding his time, he was the reason why SRH got to 68 for 3 after 6 overs. In terms of runs, a very good power play. In terms of wickets, I thought losing a maximum of 2 wickets would have been ideal. And on that topic, I don't know why they played Aiden Markram this match when it was a nothing shot. We've seen when he has scored a couple of half centuries, he scored 50 off 36. So in the overall team score has been between that 260 and 280 range, like you saw against RCB. So I don't understand why they played him ahead of a Glenn Fritz. But as I said before, Heinrich Klaasen on this kind of surface, if you'd play him at number 4, I think you'd have been less likely to lose that third wicket in the power play if you got Travis Head and Heinrich Klaasen there. They could have been 68 for 2 instead of 68 for 3. And then Glenn Phillips at 5 and Nitish Reddy at 6 would have been far better than playing Aiden Markram, who seemed low in confidence throughout the season. I think you have a good T20 World Cup, but in this IPL, as I said, even when he's got the milestone, it has not been a very impactful one. So I don't know why they played him there. On the desired innings progression at this venue, I'd say 85 for 2 and 10, you'd be in an ideal situation as a batting side. SRH went 99 for 4 in 10 and 92 for 3 after 8 overs, meaning, as I said before, at this venue you've got to keep the wickets intact for the back 10 when it gets more difficult to bat when the ball gets soft. They stumbled to 175 for 9 in the end after getting 83 for 6 in the last 12 overs. If they continued along, when I say continue on their way, if they'd been a bit smart in the first 10, kept wickets towards the end, then they could have got at least 190 and that would have been a commanding score, rather than trying to swing for every ball in a kind of service where you don't need to play that kind of cricket to get a very good score. And I feel the last 10 overs was just responding to the problems they'd created in the first 10. 99 for 4, Travis Head throws his wicket away. And then Nitish Reddy couldn't get going this match, 5 off 10. Abdul Samad, apart from the 37 off 10 that he scored against RCB when SRH scored 287, he's hit a couple of sixes here and there. Has he given that match-winning knock from when he started playing the IPL 3 seasons back? No, he hasn't done. So I feel they've given him enough chances, but he's been letting himself down a lot of the time when he's hit a couple of sixes and then got out, usually in this case a golden duck for him. And the Shahbaz Ahmed substitution, I didn't know what to make of it when it happened, because after the first half of the season where he scored 2 half centuries, has he been doing much with the bat? No, he hasn't been. With the ball, whenever he's bowled, in my view, about 16 runs or so have gone even from 1 over when he's bowled. So has he been contributing to an optimal standard with both bat and ball? No, he hasn't been, especially in the second season. He hasn't been going well in either discipline, so I didn't know what to make of the substitution then. He scored 18 runs in a partnership with Heinrich Klaasen, who played a very good knock today, 50 off 34. I've criticised him for being dismissed in arrogant fashions in the second half of this season, where he walked out at 5. I'd said he should have walked out at 4. Could have walked out at 4 if Glenn Phillips had been playing this match. But I think he's got the ability to hit sixes off the spinners, huge sixes off the spinners off the back foot. We saw that on a couple of occasions today and once against Narayan in Qualifier 1. So a very good knock, an important knock played by him to take SRH 175 for 9. I said 187 in the first segment of this video when I was discussing playing 11s, and I thought SRH was slightly short at this venue. I expected the Rajasthan was to chase this score down because of the lack of spin strength SRH. I'm disappointed in the Rajasthan Royals because there were many situations that they should have capitalized on to win this game. In the first innings, the opposition are 92 for 3. Had they been a bit more responsible with the bat, they would have got to at least 190, and this would have been quite a difficult chase. Even then, you're chasing 175 after your spinners have gone for 77 and 8 overs without picking up a wicket. You know the opposition don't have much spin strength, and you've got the case where Ashwin can bat at number 8, meaning it's quite a strong batting lineup. And you've got some of the best players of competition, such as Jaiswal, Sanju Samson, Dhruv Jurel, and informed Riyan Parag. You've got those players in your batting lineup, and you're struggling to chase an out-of-pass score and fall well short. In the first innings, what did I say? Dhruv Jurel should have opened the batting instead of Tom Kolakadmore. Looking at the desired innings progression, you've got to maximize the power play as a batting side, then take it slowly from over 7 to 10 and get to that 90, or in this case, well, you could have got to a 94-2, let's say, after the halfway stage, and would have been an easy chase to secure from then on out. Instead, Rajasthan still managed to get to 51 for 1 after 6 overs, despite the fact that Kolakadmore scored 10 off 16, a struggled knock where he tried to swing at every delivery. They were 32 for 1 even after 5 overs, and Bhuvneshwar Kumar in the last over of the power play where he missed his lengths, he went for runs, and Yashasvi Jaiswal got away from there. And 51 for 1 after 6 overs, where after 5 of the overs Rajasthan didn't get any momentum, I think they would have been happy with that. Then Shahbaz Ahmed walks onto bowl. Yashasvi Jaiswal's already got a 6 via a reverse sweep, and I've been criticizing Heinrich Klaasen for this, being dismissed in arrogant fashion as Jaiswal tried to go for another big shot where there was no need to do so. He's dismissed for 42. In the next over, Abhishek Sharma bowls, and I'd heard on commentary this was the third time he'd completed his 4-over quota in T20 cricket. And Sanju Samson, it's a half striker, he pulled it straight to the deep fielder on the leg side. You've got two of the best players of spin in the competition being dismissed. Riyan Parag also trying to go for the big shot, dismissed. So you've got 3 vital players there, and you've got them dismissed. So Dhruv Jurel just saw how well he played an unbeaten 56, when had he walked out to open the batting, he would have been able to give that kind of an impact up front alongside Jaiswal, and there would have been a chance that you wouldn't have had this kind of a problem. If Keshav Maharaj had played ahead of Tom Kolakadmore, and if you wanted, you could have put an Indian finisher there as well if you still wanted an option of the overseas impact sub, then would the score have been 175? If you're looking at how the innings went, it may not have been. Luckily for you, the seamers who got 8 for runs in the previous game came back very well in this match, Avesh Khan and Sandeep Sharma, but the fact that you weren't able to chase an underpass score against a side that's not got much spin strength and had to rely on heroes being created on the day, I don't quite know what to say. Looking at some instances during this season, I feel the length of the playing surface could be changed from 22 yards to 24 yards to cater for the habit of the batsman going on the back foot to the spinners no matter how full they bowl. You saw Rovman Powell in this innings where the first ball he faced, that delivery, if it didn't bowl even a bit further, it would have been on a Yorker length. He goes almost further back to where the stumps are to try and play that one away. 6 off toe, didn't look comfortable at all, and I don't know when this habit will stop being prominently exhibited by batsmen during matches. On SRH, credit to them for overcoming this challenge after the way they lost Qualifier 1 and the matchups going to this game where the Rajasthan Royals have got greater spin strength, and even though their batting up hasn't been in great form in the last few matches, I thought their side on paper, you could put more faith in those names than you could do in the SRH lineup, but they found heroes on the day with the spinners that helped them win this match, and they've now got themselves in a situation where they can go on and win the tournament. And I'm not taking any credit away from them, but I feel this is tactically the most weakest side that would be playing an IPL final. And the reason why I'm saying that is because they've been getting their playing 11 wrong on most occasions. Some of the calls during the games as well have been baffling. You saw in the previous match, Sanveer Singh being sent as an impact sub when Pat Cummins could have faced that delivery that he faced. They've not got spin strength, and I feel their season has been carried by the weight of contribution from 4 players, the openers, Dina Trajan and Bhuvneshwar Kumar. So I feel the others have sort of played their part around them. They've uncovered a star Nitish Reddy in this season, and I feel overall the 2 deserving sides are going to be playing the final, that being the Kolkata Knight Riders and SRH, and my preview video for that final is coming soon. If you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, remember, this is my opinion. What's yours?